Hey, fellow recording junkies, this is Carl Bingle with Mission Control Studios here in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about pre-production.
That'll be beep up, wonderful. Okay, stand by 13, we're looking at it.
So what is pre-production and why is it important? Well, before you hit that record button, it's important to have all your ducks in a row. What is that and why is it important? Well, let's just take a look at a few things. Number one is I think that it prevents an unclear creative direction from leading to wasted studio time. If you're all on the same page and you know what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, then when you hit the record button, it's not stressful and you're just performing. We're just capturing a performance. That's what we should be doing. And reduces the risk of expensive revisions while the clock is running. You don't want to be making decisions during the recording process. You want to have all those decisions made prior to that. That's pre-production. And I think it allows for the artists and the producers and the writers and the engineers and everybody else to share that same sonic vision of what you want this thing to sound like. And if you're working with a producer, the producer should be part of that creative process during pre-production, not during the recording session. Now, obviously a producer is going to have some stuff to say during a session, but all the major decisions should be made prior to hit and record. I think it identifies weak song structures, arrangement, lyrics, these things that are harder to fix while you're in the studio. If you take care of all that stuff beforehand, you might decide that a song's not even good enough to record. Just record it on your phone or some portable device and listen back to it. Does it sound like a good song to you? If so, then proceed, keep going. Work on the arrangement, the structure, everything else, get it rehearsed. But if you start out with a song that just isn't going anywhere, then just put it aside and go on to the next one. I think pre-production really minimizes the decision fatigue during sessions and allows you to focus on performance. Because that's what you should be doing in a recording studio. It's just like doing a gig. You should be performing. You should really be giving it everything you've got just to knock it out of the park. You don't want to be in there and half of your mind is thinking about technical stuff and half of your mind is thinking about the performance of the song itself. You don't want to split your focus. You want to make sure your focus is on the song and on the performance. Because if you have a great song and a great performance and a great recording of that performance of that song, you're going to have something to work with. But pre-production is vital to that. And I think it improves communication between all the team members. Pre-production, where you're sitting down, discussing the song, working on things, working with the producer, bouncing around all your ideas and making those decisions up front will make the entire recording better and quicker, which will save you money. And I think it lowers the chance of having technical issues in the studio. And that means your gear, your instrument, everything. Have all that stuff done before you get to the studio. Don't get to the studio and start changing the strings on your guitar. Don't get to the studio and start dialing your amp sound. Know pretty much what you want it to sound like before you get there. It's up to the engineer to capture your sound, not vice versa. So let me just summarize the benefits of doing proper pre-production. Number one, it's going to accelerate the recording process, make it much easier. It's going to lead to tighter performances because now you've got all that pre-production junk out of the way. You can just concentrate on that performance. It's going to allow better use of your creative energy because now you can just use that creative side of your brain. You're not worried about all the other ancillary stuff that you don't need to be worried about while you're recording, which means it's going to produce higher quality recordings. And that's important. There's a lot of competition out there, as you know, and the people that spend time doing this are going to come up with higher quality work and more consistently high quality work. I think it'll build your confidence too. It's going to build your confidence when you go in and you nail it and you listen to it back and you go, wow, I didn't expect that. That's amazing. Well, that's because you did your homework. You did your pre-production. And again, I've mentioned this before, it's going to save you money because you're accelerating that process. You're doing it quicker and you're doing it better. Less retakes, less punches, less everything all around. So much better. And then just lastly, it's going to create a smoother, more enjoyable experience while you're in the studio. And remember that we can collaborate, and I've got another video on this. If you start your work at home and you're doing your pre-production and then you get to the point to where you actually track some stuff at home and then you're ready to go into the studio and really polish this thing up. We live in a great age where we can take those tracks that you've started at home and build on them in the studio here. So we're not competing with you. We're here to help you do what you do. If you come into a studio like this, you're going to be head and shoulders above your competition. Just remember that. Where do all those big artists go that you see, even if they do have state-of-the-art home studios? You'll see them in a studio like this doing the record. Anyway, that's it for pre-production for now, and happy recording. We'll see you again soon.
Okay, stand by 13, we're looking at it.